another episode of Daily English Conversations. I'm Sophia, and joining me today is my co-host Mason.
Hey, everyone. We're thrilled to have you with us today. Our topic is something we believe can really make a difference in your lives: life-changing skills.
Yes, life-changing skills. These are the abilities that can significantly impact your daily life, improve your career prospects, and enhance your overall well-being.
That's right, Sophia. Today, we're going to focus on four main skills: effective communication, time management, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence. We'll discuss why they're important and how you can develop them.
Perfect, Mason. Let's start with effective communication. This skill is about conveying your thoughts and ideas clearly and confidently. It's not just about talking. It's also about listening and understanding others.
Absolutely. Effective communication helps you build better relationships, resolve conflicts, and achieve your goals. For instance, imagine you're in a meeting at work and you need to present a new idea. How you communicate can make a huge difference in whether your idea is accepted or not.
Exactly. To communicate effectively, you need to be clear, concise, and persuasive. You also need to listen to feedback and respond appropriately. One key phrase to remember is active listening. Active listening means really paying attention to what the other person is saying, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Yes, and another important phrase is non-verbal communication. This includes your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. These can all convey messages just as strongly as your words.
Right. Effective communication is a combination of speaking clearly, listening actively, and using nonverbal cues. Let's give an example to make it more relatable. Imagine you're at a family gathering, and there's a misunderstanding. If you actively listen and use open body language, the situation can be resolved much more smoothly.
That's a great example, Sophia. Now, let's move on to our next life-changing skill: time management. Time management is the ability to use your time effectively and efficiently. It's about planning your day, setting priorities, and avoiding procrastination.
Good time management can help you be more productive, reduce stress, and achieve a better work-life balance. A key phrase here is setting priorities. This means identifying the most important tasks and focusing on them first.
Yes, and another important concept is avoiding procrastination. Procrastination is when you delay or postpone tasks, which can lead to stress and poor performance. To manage your time effectively, you need to set priorities, avoid procrastination, and plan your day.
Let's think about a practical scenario. Imagine you're a student with multiple assignments. If you prioritize your tasks and avoid procrastination, you can manage your workload better and reduce last-minute stress.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information, evaluate different perspectives, and make informed decisions. This skill is essential in today's information-rich world.
With so much information available, it's important to be able to distinguish between facts and opinions and make decisions based on evidence. One key phrase to remember here is analyzing information. This means breaking down complex information into smaller parts and understanding how they relate to each other.
Yes, and another important concept is evaluating different perspectives. This means considering different viewpoints and assessing their validity. Critical thinking involves analyzing information, evaluating different perspectives, and making informed decisions.
Let's look at a real-world example. Suppose you're reading news articles about a controversial topic. By critically analyzing the information and considering different perspectives, you can form a well-rounded opinion.
Absolutely. Finally, let's discuss emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, and to understand and influence the emotions of others. This skill is important because it helps you build better relationships, handle stress, and communicate more effectively.
A key phrase here is self-awareness. This means being aware of your own emotions and how they affect your behavior. Another important concept is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others.
Exactly. Emotional intelligence involves self-awareness, empathy, and the ability to manage your own emotions and influence the emotions of others. For example, if you're in a heated argument, Being aware of your emotions and showing empathy can help de-escalate the situation.
That's a great overview of some key life-changing skills. In the next part of our podcast, we'll dive deeper into each of these skills and give you practical tips on how to develop them.
Yes, stay tuned for that. And remember, developing these skills can truly transform your life. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back after a short break.
Now, we're going to dive deeper into effective communication and time management. These skills are crucial for personal and professional success.
That's right, Mason. Let's start with effective communication. Remember, effective communication is all about conveying your thoughts clearly and listening actively. Mason, why do you think effective communication is so important?
Well, Sophia, effective communication helps build better relationships, both at work and in our personal lives. For example, if you're able to clearly express your ideas in a meeting, it helps your team understand your perspective and collaborate better.
Exactly. And effective communication isn't just about speaking well. It's also about listening. Listening actively means giving your full attention to the speaker, understanding their message, and responding thoughtfully. This helps in avoiding misunderstandings.
Right. Active listening also involves nonverbal cues like nodding, maintaining eye contact, and showing empathy. Let's break down some important phrases and words related to effective communication.
One key phrase is active listening. Active listening means really focusing on what the other person is saying, rather than thinking about your response.
Another important phrase is nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication includes body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice. These can convey as much meaning as words.
Let's use an example. Imagine you're having a conversation with a friend. If you're actively listening, you're nodding, making eye contact, and maybe even summarizing what they've said to show you understand. This makes the friend feel heard and valued.
That's a great example, Sophia. Now, let's talk about how to improve your speaking skills. It's important to be clear and concise. This means using simple language and avoiding jargon or overly complex words.
Yes, and another tip is to practice empathy. Empathy means understanding and sharing the feelings of others. When you're empathetic, you're able to connect with people on a deeper level.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to time management. Time management is the ability to use your time effectively and efficiently. Why is this skill so important, Sophia?
Good time management helps you be more productive and reduces stress. When you manage your time well, you can achieve more in less time and have a better work-life balance.
A key phrase here is setting priorities. Setting priorities means identifying the most important tasks and focusing on them first. This helps you stay organized and ensures that you're working on what matters most.
Another important concept is avoiding procrastination. Procrastination is when you delay or postpone tasks. This can lead to stress and poor performance because you're rushing to meet deadlines.
Let's use an example to illustrate this. Imagine you're a student with multiple assignments. If you prioritize your tasks and avoid procrastination, you can manage your workload better and reduce last-minute stress.
That's a good example. Another tip for managing time effectively is to create a schedule. This helps you plan your day and allocate time for different tasks.
Yes, and it's also helpful to break large tasks into smaller, manageable steps. This makes them less overwhelming and easier to complete.
Absolutely. And don't forget to take breaks. Short breaks can help you stay focused and prevent burnout.
Let's summarize some of the key points. Effective communication involves active listening, using nonverbal communication, and being clear and concise. Time management involves setting priorities, avoiding procrastination, and creating a schedule.
These skills can truly transform your life. They help you build better relationships, achieve your goals, and reduce stress. In the next part of our podcast, we'll discuss critical thinking and emotional intelligence.
Yes, stay tuned for that. And remember, developing these skills takes practice, but the benefits are worth it. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back after a short break.
Now, we're going to dive into two more crucial life-changing skills: critical thinking and emotional intelligence.
Yes, Mason. These skills are essential for personal and professional development. Let's start with critical thinking. Mason, can you explain what critical thinking is?
Of course, Sophia. Critical thinking is the ability to analyze information objectively and make a reasoned judgment. It involves evaluating evidence, examining arguments, and considering different perspectives.
That's right. Critical thinking helps you make better decisions because it requires you to look at all the available information and think logically about it. Let's break down some important phrases and words related to critical thinking.
One key phrase is analyzing information. Analyzing information means breaking down complex information into smaller parts to understand it better.
Another important phrase is evaluating evidence. Evaluating evidence means looking at the facts and data to determine if they support a conclusion.
Let's use an example. Imagine you're reading a news article. Critical thinking involves checking the sources of information, questioning the author's assumptions, and considering different viewpoints before forming your opinion.
That's a great example. Another concept is considering different perspectives. This means looking at an issue from multiple angles and understanding different points of view.
Exactly. By considering different perspectives, you can develop a more balanced and informed opinion. Now, let's talk about how to develop critical thinking skills.
A good way to develop critical thinking is to ask questions. Questions like what evidence supports this? Or are there alternative explanations? Can help you think more critically.
Another tip is to practice problem solving. Solving puzzles, playing strategy games, or even engaging in debates can help sharpen your critical thinking skills.
Yes, and reading widely on various topics can also expand your knowledge and improve your ability to think critically.
Let's summarize some key points. Critical thinking involves analyzing information, evaluating evidence, and considering different perspectives. It helps you make better decisions and form well-reasoned opinions.
Now, let's move on to emotional intelligence. Mason, can you explain what emotional intelligence is?
Sure, Sophia. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand and manage your own emotions, and to understand and influence the emotions of others.
That's right. Emotional intelligence is crucial for building strong relationships, managing stress, and communicating effectively. Let's break down some important phrases and words related to emotional intelligence.
One key phrase is self-awareness. Self-awareness means being aware of your own emotions and how they affect your behavior.
Another important phrase is empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others.
Let's use an example. Imagine you're in a team meeting and a colleague seems upset. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing their emotions and responding with empathy, perhaps by asking if they're okay or offering support.
That's a good example. Another concept is managing emotions. This means being able to control your own emotions, especially in stressful situations.
Exactly. By managing your emotions, you can stay calm under pressure and respond more effectively to challenges.
Now, let's talk about how to develop emotional intelligence. A good way to develop emotional intelligence is to practice self-reflection. Take time to think about your emotions and how they influence your actions.
Another tip is to practice active listening. By truly listening to others, you can better understand their emotions and respond with empathy.
Yes, and also, practicing mindfulness can help you stay present and manage your emotions more effectively.
Let's summarize some key points. Emotional intelligence involves self-awareness, empathy, and managing emotions. It helps you build better relationships and communicate more effectively.
Developing these skills takes practice, but the benefits are worth it. They can transform your personal and professional life.
Absolutely. And remember, both critical thinking and emotional intelligence are skills that can be developed over time with practice and dedication.
This brings us to the end of our discussion on life-changing skills. We hope you found this podcast engaging and informative.
Yes, and we encourage you to practice these skills in your daily life. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to bringing you more insightful conversations in our next episode.
Until then, keep learning and growing. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and share it with your friends. We'll be back soon with more exciting topics.
Take care, everyone, and see you next time.